Welcome back to FBA Profits. My name's Leland.
I'm Zuby.
How are you, Zuby?
I'm good, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. So recently it's been coming up. Not only, we've talked about on this podcast before, my son's getting into this type of business of the fulfillment by Amazon. That's what we talk about here on the podcast, by the way. If you're just joining us, it has everything to do with fulfillment by Amazon. And today we're going to start something special. And this is your brainchild, so thank you for thinking this up, but it's going to be a series. You want to tell everybody what the series is going to be?
Yeah, it's not my brainchild. It's a bunch of our students and clients and members and Facebook group members have requested this. Sherman is one of our students or one of our clients, our coaching clients, and he made a post on Facebook, on our Facebook group, asking for maybe some videos on showing, how we go about making a buying decision on any product. Mm-hmm. And it got a lot of traction. It got a lot of likes and a lot of comments, and people. It sounds like this is something that a lot of people are interested in. So we decided that we're going to do a series of these. It's important just to sort of do the disclaimer first. This is what we do and how we go about making a decision. It's not the absolute 100% correct way to do it. This is not a gospel. This is, there are many different ways to make a buying decision, and it depends on a lot of different factors as far as what your business strategy is, what your capital, investable capital is into putting into inventory, what your timeline is, what are you trying to grow and scale? Are you trying to do replenishable? I mean, there's a lot of different factors that go into making a buying decision, but the nitty gritty of it is what we're going to talk about in this series, basically. And I don't know how many videos are going to be in the series, but it's going to be a few.
Yeah, and I'm excited about it too. And that's where I was going. I just launched right into the point, which is my son's been looking at the family retail store that we're doing on Amazon, and he's very excited in participating and trying to figure out what to buy. And so I've been training him, and he's going through the great moments of this looks great, and then it ends up not being so great. So it's very timely even for him and for me, because I was showing him how to go about this process. And your disclaimer's right. This is not the only way. There's other ways to do it. It's a great launching. It's just how we do it. This is what we find to be comfortable and what works for us. Certainly, there's going to be different tools that we talk about. There's going to be different services that we talk about. There are competitors to the ones that we use. None of them are we endorse them only because we're using them. Nobody's paying us to talk about this yet. And then we'll see what kind of feedback we get on the Facebook group, which begs the point. If you haven't joined, hop over. There'll be a link in the descriptions of the different media that we're sending out on the YouTube videos or the podcast. Join us there, because there are guys like Sherman who are very active. Love Sherman, brings up all kinds of good stuff and keeps us on our toes. So join him, join us, and learn more about FBA and share with us what's going on. So this is this is going to be number 1 in the series. What are we going to cover? How do you start? How do you start with this giant question on how do you buy as an FBA seller?
Well, it's we're going to sort of start not in the beginning of time. In other words, we're gonna assume that you have leads, you have a leads list, or you have products that you are interested in finding. I always mention my two software subscriptions that I cannot run my business without them are Inventory Lab and KEEPA. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with a macro perspective on KEEPA, which is sort of a big picture. KEEPA is such an amazing software, and it has the amount of data and information it provides rivals Amazon. I mean, it has a lot of information, and it rivals it because it grabs everything from Amazon. and we're not, there's no way we're going to get into all of the different functionalities of KEEPA, but we are going to start getting, and we are going to review KEEPA from a product analysis perspective. It's going to be, we're going to use KEEPA and the KEEPA extensions specifically. If you haven't downloaded it, we'll let you know how to download it. And go through exactly, in this episode, we'll go through all the different data sets that they have, the data points that they have. And then in future episodes, we will go through and sort of let you know which of those data points we use the most and what do we look for. There are days when I sit in front of the computer and I dig really deep into KEEPA for specific products, because I want to know exactly what's been going on with the product. And I want to, because I'm looking to make a major purchase. It's not just 20 units. I'm looking to purchase a lot of something, because there's I found a liquidator that has maybe 10,000 units, and I can buy the whole 10,000 units if I wanted to, but I don't want to get stuck with all of that. So I need to know. I need to be very comfortable knowing that if I buy a large quantity from this liquidator, I can sell it at a profit. And KEEPA gives me that peace of mind of looking through the historical sales of this product and figuring out if it's going to be a good purchase or not. And then there's other days when I am looking through a leads list or through a wholesale run, and I'm looking to maybe buy 20 or 50 or 10 of something. And I don't have too much time, and I just do sort of a snapshot. I look at KEEPA, I'm like, oh, that looks good. All right, let's buy it. Ah, that doesn't look good. No, the visual points that I look at KEEPA, they're not there. I'm going to pass on this. So it's there are different ways to look at KEEPA and different ways to sort of make your decisions based on which products they are and what you're trying to do. And we'll go through those in some future episodes. But today, we'll just give sort of a 30,000 foot snapshot of what KEEPA really is.
Yeah, I would say, and if you're able to, if you don't already have the extension, and we've covered how to add extensions, and we can do it again in the future. But if you have KEEPA as an extension, say on like a Chrome browser, crack one open, jump in there, and go to Amazon, find a product. It can be any product, and then scroll down about halfway through. Whether you're using, and KEEPA has a pay version, which we use, and they have a free version. So you can get a lot of the data that we're going to talk about. You just won't have some of the functionality and some of the bells and whistles that come with the paid subscription. But I'm just inviting listeners, or if somebody's viewing this, to follow along, especially if they're looking at a product right now that they're interested in. We'll start going not into the details of it, but at least that high level, so you can understand what it is we're looking at. Because I know at first glance, for some, it becomes this, stock exchange, cryptocurrency trading environment where you don't necessarily know what it is. If you're comfortable with graphs and charts and data, you're going to be just fine. You're going to be like you, so be sitting for hours at a time doing the deep dive. But if you're not, it might be a bit overwhelming at first. So follow along if you can. Sorry.
And KEEPA. I mean, just to give a brief description of what it is. It gives you historical data for any product that sells on Amazon, for any product that Amazon provides historical data on. Mm-hmm. So what they do is they take that data and they chart it out and they graph it out and they give it to you based on those graphs. And it's amazing because it tells you at any given point since the inception of that ASIN on Amazon's platform till today, what the BSR was on any given day, what the sale price was. Buy box. Did the buy box win the price, the sale, or was it the third party FBA, or was it third party FBM? It tells you how many sellers were there. What didn't, a lot of different things. We'll get into all of that. But for me, it's extremely important to be able to see how a product has functioned in the past. I come from a stock market background, and analyzing stocks is what was something that I really enjoy doing, and this is kind of that. You look at the historical valuation or historical trends on a product, and you can see seasonalities on them. You can see, specific sellers, when they come in, the price drops because for whatever reason they can sell it at a cheaper price, but you can see that they run out of it. So Amazon is on it every few months and then they run out of it, and there's a lot of details that you can see. So it is by far the most crucial research tool for resellers, in my opinion. And with that said, I would definitely recommend that whoever's listening, if you're a serious seller on Amazon, you want to get the paid version of KEEPA. The free version is okay. KEEPA used to be free up until a year and a half ago, but now I think they just raised their prices too, but it's like $20 a month. Whatever it is, it's worth it. So with that said, let's get into it. So we're looking at, and it doesn't matter what product you pull up, but the one that I have pulled up here in front of me is a Barbie doll set. So looking at the KEEPA chart, right on top, you will see that there's different, there are different links. There's a price history link, then there's a link to track the product, there's a data link, earn money settings, and then an eBay link. So we're going to be predominantly interested in the price history link. The other ones are a little bit, they're KEEPA 4.0. We're not there yet. We just want to, the price history's got a lot of information on it. Underneath that box or that line, there is news, support, manage price watches, product finder, find related deals, related best sellers, and there's a lot of stuff that is on there that we can use without any. All right, and then on the right-hand side of the chart, we see a number of different filters. Amazon, new, used, sales rank, list price, collectible, new third-party FBM, warehouse deals, third-party FBA, buy box, used like new, used very good, used acceptable. And then on the bottom, there's two different graphs. On the bottom graph, you have new offer count, used offer count, collectible offer count, rating, review count, and then the range. So each one of these is important, but for most of us, as far as Amazon sellers who are FBA sellers, we're not going to be concerned with used products generally. Most of the people within our hemisphere are selling only new products. If you're doing FBA, we highly recommend only doing new products on Amazon. So we're not going to be concerned with the used filter, the collectibles. If you don't do a fulfillment by merchant, then you don't want to do the new third-party FBM. Warehouse deals we don't do, or any of the used ones like new, very good, good. So all of those you can just keep unclicked or unchecked. I would definitely check and make sure that the line turns into a circle for Amazon, for the new sales rank, list price, new third-party FBA, buy box, and then on the bottom you want all of them. Well, maybe not the used and the collectible ones, but the new offer count, the rating, and the review count. These are all. The bottom graph is a little bit more of a advanced KEEPA feature, and there are a lot of videos out there that can go through how to read the review counts. A lot of people use review count to make purchasing decisions. I don't personally, because everything I need is on that top graph to make my decisions. But the review count is actually a very good strategy if you want to use that. The range is also important. KEEPA gives you the ability to look to see how this product has sold today, in the last 24 hours, in the last 7 days, for the week, last month, last 3 months, and then for the life of it. usually this one product I'm looking at is under a year on Amazon, so it doesn't have that, but it will have 3 months, and then it'll have 1 year, and then all, which is the life of the product on Amazon. Personally, I like the 1 year look or of just the visual of the chart, because it gives me those trends. I see that, hey, the price has been $30 this whole time, and then for specific months it jumps up to $60, and then it comes back down to 40, and then it goes up during the Q4, it goes up to whatever, $80, whatever it might be. But that visually, it tells me a lot. So I like to look at the 1 year chart or range at any given time, but the 3 month and the 1 month views are also very, you can dig deeper into each one. And then on the bottom of the graph, we have some very key data. So the sales rank is on the bottom. If you don't have the paid version, you don't have the sales rank, which is one of the most important parts of the KEEPA functionality. It tells you, it gives you an estimate of how well this product sells. So for the one I'm looking at right now, the current sales rank is 1,088, which is absolutely incredible. It tells me that the 90-day sales rank was 3,206. It's in the top 1% in the toys and games category, and it has had 110 drops per month on average. KEEPA drops is another way that people gauge their interest or gauge their selling decision, or how well a product sells on Amazon. It's important to note, and again, that's also a great strategy. I don't look at drops personally, but that's still a great strategy to look at KEEPA drops. But it's important to understand that KEEPA drops do not equate. One drop does not equate one sale. It's the drops are just each time that the KEEPA graph goes up, and then a drop happens because a sale happened, but during that drop, 50 different sales could happen at the same time, and because it's a really fast moving product. So if you're using drops, don't look at the drops as one-to-one, because it's not. In this product, I can guarantee you that this toy sells more than 110 units a month. I would venture to guess it sells thousands a month. And then underneath that, it tells you what the sales rank is for the subcategory. So this product is in the toys and games category. That's the main category it's in. And then it's listed in the pre-kindergarten toys subcategory. And then the underneath that, the subcategory, it's listed under the doll playsets. So it tells you where in each of those, the category, the subcategory, or the subcategory, what rank it has. It's important to understand that there are times when you will see a BSR and it would be 545 in board games / toys. That's not a category BSR. So if you're going based on hey, I like BSRs, and if it's under an X BSR, I'm going to buy it because it shows that it sells. Make sure that the BSR you're looking at is the category BSR and not the subcategory BSR, because it could be 5,000 in the subcategory and 500,000 in the category, because the subcategory is a niche subcategory. So always make sure that when you're analyzing a BSR, you're analyzing the main category and not the subcategory. So that's, and then underneath that, there is, it tells you how many people are tracking this product and the community tracking link. It gives you stats historically. You can hover over that, and then you can compare to international prices. If you sell in international markets, it's a good way to use this and arbitrage. So you can, hey, it sells for $8 here, but in Amazon UK it sells for 18 pounds. So it's it's better to list it on Amazon UK. ship it there. So that's for if you have international accounts. So with that said, let's get into the graph. The graph is going to be, if you have those ones that I just mentioned, Amazon news, sales rank, list price, new third-party FBA, buy box, all of those links on, you will see within the graph a few different things. The orange, anything that's highlighted in orange, it's going to be, it means that Amazon has been in stock during that time. So when you see a graph of where underneath that price point, it's all highlighted in orange, that means that Amazon has been in stock during that time. That doesn't necessarily mean that Amazon's the only one that's selling. It just means Amazon had stock on it. There are a lot of products that Amazon will be in stock on, and they'll be the lowest price on, but they won't. They will give the buy box to other sellers, and it's Amazon's algorithm that determines this. I personally don't know why or how they figure out which ones that they'll share the buy box on or give the buy box to someone else, and which ones they won't. But the KEEPA graph will show you exactly when Amazon was in stock and when they weren't in stock. So on this one specifically that I'm looking at, Amazon was stocked from back in November of when this product was listed, and then they ran out. So whenever there are gaps in that highlighted section in KEEPA, that means that Amazon ran out of stock. So you've got this orange highlight, and then there's these white gaps. That means Amazon ran out of stock on that. You want to see a lot of those gaps. It's not a bad thing to compete against Amazon as long as they are sharing the buy box and they're running out of stock often. So gaps are good. And then you will also see the BSR line. The bestseller rank line is going to be in green, and that tells you what the historical rank on this product has been over the longest time, or over since it was started, or since it was listed on Amazon. For this one specifically, if you look at the full length of the time it has been on Amazon, it started off, in 161,000 rank, went up to 255,000, and then sales happened, and then started getting to 3,000, 4,000 sales rank, and that's where it is. And that's what you want to see, is you want to see a very steady low rank on this product, or on the BSR line. And then it also shows you all the different times that a third-party FBA seller or a buy box or an FBA seller won the buy box. So orange triangles mean that sales happened outside of the buy box, whereas pink squares mean that sales happened at the buy box level. So on this one specifically, you see a lot of orange triangles, which means that Amazon had the buy box, but they were sharing it. They were giving it to other people. Maybe they were listed as having inventory, but they were on back order, and people didn't want to wait for that product to come. The more squares and triangles you see, the better it is. It's, to me, when I said earlier that when I visually look at something real quick and make a decision, that's the number one thing I look at. How if it's just triangle after triangle after triangles, square after square after square, and you see a lot of that, then you're good. If you see sporadic stuff, then it's not. Maybe might not be the best thing, or you might want to delve deeper into it. So with that, I mean that's. I think I don't want to go too sort of too broad on this, but those are the main things to really pay attention to and look at. The list price is also going to be there. It tells you what the MSRP is on it, but generally speaking, that's it's good to know, but not really that helpful for our buying decisions.
Yeah, it's a lot of good information for episode 1 to introduce this series. I think it's good for people to know what this platform is. Start looking at the pictures, as you and I both probably learn pictures, words, numbers. So we'll work through that same sort of process. We're going to show you how this is. And let's bear in mind too, this is part of the decision-making process. So there's going to be a series of hurdles based on the formula. Whatever your formula is to pull the trigger or pull the ripcord and say, I'm not doing this one, there's going to be other factors leading up to this moment. So this is one of the hurdles along the way that, like, as you said, it doesn't have the right number, the right colors, or the right number of shapes on there. Pull the cord. If it does, then there's going to be another step. And that certainly will push us further down this road of the formula to make a decision on what to buy. And then also for the number 2 in the series.
Yes.